Hi everyone, I'm Isham, and today I'm going to present to you about how to build an app with MobX and MobX-state-tree. So, first thing, when building an app, one of the main decisions we make at the start of a project is about state management, right? So usually there are two choices for us. There's a lot of choices, but the two main choices that are popular are Redux and MobX. So we are all familiar with Redux, right? So it's just like we have a UI that dispatches actions through a dispatcher, and the dispatcher is going to update some reducers, and the reducer is going to update state, which refreshes the UI. So we are all familiar with it because we have worked with it every day, right? So the one thing I'm going to talk about is MobX. It's not really that it's popular, but not as popular as Redux. You can see that this is like the Google search results for React, Redux, and MobX. So MobX is way down here. So what MobX is it's a library for making observable objects, and it also provides some functions to react to changes on those objects. So to demonstrate, I'm going to show a little demo here. So here's the demo. First, we're going to make an observable object. So I'm going to make a user with name, password. Can everyone see this code? So this user has a name, a password, and a getter for a password length. To make it observable, we're going to decorate it with this decorate function that we get from MobX. Okay, so now we're going to run this, and we have a user class, right? So we can start making a user and set fields on it. So now we're going to use MobX to listen to changes to that object. One of the functions that MobX provides is auto run here, which basically means run this every time the user object and password object change, the user object changes. So if I run this, it's going to run once, runs for the first time. Then I'm going to change the user object by editing it just using regular JavaScript assignment. And the code inside autorun is changing now. So the first time I change the name, so only the first autorun runs, and the second time I change the password, so both of the autoruns are running. So another thing about autorun is it only runs when the actual value changes. So if I run this change 7 times, it's going to only autorun it 3 times because these changes are the same, right? So it's not actually changing things. Also, MobX also tracks like changes to computed properties. So right now the password has length 7, right? So if I change it with another password that has length 7, the second autorun is not going to run. It's only going to run the first autorun here. So since the second one is about password length, so it's only going to run the first autorun. Frun, get run. Okay, so that's how we use MobX, but usually this is not really safe, right? Because we can just put everything inside the object. So to build an app, we usually need some guarantees, like what this field is like a string. So that's basically what MobX-state-tree is. It's just like MobX, but it has a type model, and an extra restriction that objects can only be changed by actions. So if we have like a MobX class like this, we define it in MobX-state-tree like this. So we have a model with some types and some actions. So we can only change this object with the actions defined here. So we can't just assign it like we did previously. But other than those differences, it's going to behave the same. You can just use autorun and everything. So I'm going to go. So yeah, I'm going to find a MobX-state-tree model here. and it's basically the same. We have description link instead of password link. So everything is basically the same, except that we can't directly assign the description. We can only use actions. So now that we have MobX-state-tree, how do we use it to build an app? Well, we have MobX-react, which basically links an observable object to a React component. So it does it with this observer decorator. It makes React components update automatically if they have observable props. So this component takes a node object, but the node object is observable. So if the node object changes, then this component is going to change too. MobX-react also provides provider and inject, basically the equivalent of provider and connect in React Redux. So it allows components deep inside the tree to react to changes outside. So I'm going to show you a simple app I made. It's basically a simple nodes app. So how I made this is, first I defined some types here. So I defined a node type with a view here about the display time, which is basically this thing. Because it's listening to the current time, which I defined here, and continually update every second, it's going to change this React object. Because this field is actually a computed property. It also has some actions, and I also defined a store type here. So it has a node, a selected node, and a filter. And it also has some actions here. So the node component is like this. It's just, I use inject to get the store and an observer to get the node from the parent component here. Then I just write a regular React component. Except when I want to change it, I just edit it with the actions available on the node object here. I use this to change the title here. And it's going to do that by running the action on this object. The same thing, I do the same thing with the for editing the content of the nodes here. And also to delete, I just use the delete node action on the store. So I can delete this. And I can add nodes by using the add node action on the store here. And that's it really. Okay.